guitar players used to transcribe a lot of solos, but it's very weird when we decide to transcribe a simple melody. So when we are playing with another musician, a jazz standard, we are not exactly sure about how we can phrase the melody. Another effect of this happens when we pick up the real book and just try to play the tune as it is written. So to avoid this, today I'm going to show you how to play one of the most iconic melodies in jazz guitar. I'm talking about Jazz Friends by the great one and only Pat Martino. Yes, I know, it's also one of the most iconic solos of history, but we can deal with that later in future videos, I promise. But let's start with the first step, that it's playing the melody exactly just like Pat Martino. Let's go! Before moving on, let me quickly tell you about my website. Support to my channel is also the way to unlock exclusive material you won't find on YouTube. Extra exercises, Guitar Pro and XML files, backing tracks, plus monthly rewards like live classes. Members also receive special discounts on my products. It's a way to keep the channel growing while giving you resources to take your jazz guitar playing to new heights. So thank you very much for supporting my channel. The first thing that catches our attention when we hear the melody played by Pat Martino is the way he transforms the original one. Instead of playing just two notes, he played a beautiful pickup to integrate the whole into the sound of the chord. Of course, this slide is very important, and this one too. It's just language and a way of phrasing melodies on jazz guitar. Then the melody continues, nothing new here, but for the next answer to the first question opened by the melody, the answer would be... Here we have a master way of exposing a motif, doing a pickup and landing on the motif, and after that doing the answer to that motif in another chord, of course, and changing the pickup, making it more quick. Just a quick reminder, if you are not subscribed, please click the button and help me reach more people with my lessons and help me keep doing more videos. Thank you very much. Now, in a similar spot, Pat Martino brings this little run. If we analyze all the context, we will land on G minor and then C7. So we have a 2-5 here. We can extract this information and apply it over C7 and G7, both static chords, bumps, alter things, whatever you want to include in this. So imagine. We got this voice leading here that help us understand the passage between the 2 and the 5. And after this, chromatics. This phrase is amazing to work on your legato and picking. You can practice these 4 notes here, or even adding the 5th one on the same string, or even finger all the phrase in this position. All these choices will help you to gain more points in articulation and especially swinging lines. And for the climax of the melody in this first A, Pat Martino saves an amazing line using melodic minor resources. We can think this phrase over G7th, and we will hear this leading dominant sound. This phrase is really cool because it employs this I made the triad sound over the G, which turns the phrase into such a great motif. And not only that, all the notes are syncopated and start on the 4 end. If you count, all the notes are in the air, on the upbeats. So please practice this and try to really nail the rhythm and feel comfortable with the upbeats, because the rest of the phrasing that you will work on, if you practice this type of ideas, will be very swingy and very into the language, into the song. So that's the reason why these syncopated lines are important to transcribe, feel, and especially play with confidence. Now the B section of the tune starts with the same melody, but with a little twist. And here, after that line, counterpoint, a nice way of outline the 2/5, starting on the 5th of the minor chord. You can also play this phrase on a higher octave, which gives you. We go on with the melody. And in this chord comes one of the scariest lines from Pat Martino in just the exposition of the tune. This type of melody he played it over a B diminished chord. I transcribed this with these fingerings, but you can play it as well in this position. I feel more comfortable doing this phrase here. This is whole tone scale. If you prefer here. And look at the rhythm. Ta ta pa ta ta pa ta pa. This mix between 2 and 3 makes the phrase even more interesting. Then the outline again. Then chromatics. And look at how Pat Martino closes the melody. And the pickup for the solo. Remember, we got a lot of information for us in the melodies written and played by the great masters. So we need to listen to them more and transcribe them more and trying to play the head-ins exactly just like in the records. Hope you enjoyed this lesson. Remember, you got all the PDFs available on my website for free, so check them out. See you in the next one.